sure I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. It's the start of Fight Week, Leewood versus Maurizio Lara. Joined by the main man, Eddie Hearn, just watching over at Lara. Those left hooks look a bit spiteful, look a bit lively.
I thought someone had been shot. I mean, he's a huge puncher. And I'll tell you what, like, I know I'm promoting this fight, but as a fight fan, I don't think I've been as excited for a fight in a long time. Leewood against Maurizio Lara. Watch it through your fingertips. You only need the edge of your seat. Bring a spare pair of pants. This is a thriller on Saturday night, an absolute thriller. And mate, he hits like an absolute horse.
It does sound like gunshots are going off in the background, but does this take you back to a couple of years ago in the bubble, kind of Lara, an unknown quantity, but we heard stuff like this in the workout and we're thinking, it's pad work, but then we know that now he delivers.
Yeah, but the difference is, Joe, is, you know, back in the bubble, no one knew about Maurizio Lara. I mean, we got sent a list of opponents for Josh Warrington. Josh Warrington's team looked at Maurizio Lara, a couple of defeats on a record, and said, that'd be a good opponent for us. What unfolded was an absolute beast. And we have to remember, this man is 24 years old. Leewood is 34. There's 10 years of difference between them. But what Leewood has is a tremendous mindset. He also punches very, very hard. He has experience, and he has a city behind him and 9,000 fans that are going to be egging him on. But I'll say something now, you know, in a world where we don't get the fights, Leewood chose Maurizio Lara. Him and Ben Davison just saw something. I said, fight Kiko Martinez. They went, no, we think this is just a tougher fight. It's Maurizio Lara. You know? But I'll tell you, you have to take, you know that meme, yeah, when the bloke's got his testicles in the wheelbarrow? It's Leewood, right? He's bowling into Nottingham this week. And we should all be applauding him. You know, you want great fights, you want thrilling fights, you want champions to fight the best. You got it on Saturday night, live on the Zone.
I know Coogan spoke to you for 45 minutes yesterday, so I'm going to keep this quick, but let's just go through the undercard. Dalton Smith versus Billy Allington, kind of the one big one before he headlines.
Yeah, you know what? This is a good fight for Dalton Smith. I've seen Allington tonight. Looks like a good fighter, English champion. It's a natural step to fight for the British title. Unlucky for Allington, he's got to fight Dalton Smith, who I believe is a world-class fighter already. But he wants to win that British title outright. You've got Sam Maxwell on the card, Commonwealth champions, a potential fight between them two brewing as well. Great undercard. Chev Clark's got a good fight, actually, late replacement, but a tough fight. Gary Cully, who's emerging as a real star, you know, has a really good fight as well against an unbeaten American coming off a big win. You've got Chev Clark, Janae Boston, Nico Leviars, Kieran Conway. I'm probably missed loads as well. But this is a really good card on Saturday night, and of course, headline, you know, it's all about Wood Lara, but a very, very competitive card as well.
Speaking to someone who follows the amateurs quite highly, and Aaron Bowen, he makes his debut, and apparently he punches like an absolute mill, and he brings big fans.
He's got a lot of support, because I remember going to watch him at the Commonwealth Games. One, I was so impressed by his performance, and two, by the fans, because they nearly turned my car over in the car park as well when I come out. That's what we want. We want exciting fighters. He's a talent. You know, he's a GB team member. He sold like 400 tickets on Saturday. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing him debut as well.
Just want to grab a comment off you. Just the backlash from yesterday's interview with Coogan. God, bloody hell, we're going to get Joshua Fury, aren't we?
I know, but you know, the problem is I get blamed for everything. You boys turn up, right, want to talk about stuff. I say yes to interviews, and you ask me questions about Fury and Usyk. So I'm just telling you, like, people have a go at me for answering them, but the interviews go viral, and obviously because I'm such a fucking big star, everyone wants to know what I've got to say. But on a serious note, that's just my opinion, you know, and we'll see what happens. I'm guessing Fury Usyk will get made, but I was just saying, if it doesn't, we'd agree that fight now for the summer should Joshua beat Franklin on April the 1st.
Joe Joyce come out on IFL today saying he kind of didn't know where your comments were coming from about that fight couldn't have happened. Obviously, we know he's fighting Zhang. We know Joshua's now fighting Franklin. But Is that dead? Was that dead?
It's not that it couldn't have happened. It's that, people talk about, I'd fight him for free. I'd fight him for nothing. I don't care. Do it on DAZN. Do it on this. It doesn't always work like that. So what I actually said was that Joshua would have no problem fighting Joe Joyce. He sparred him. They've done thousands of rounds, right? Hundreds of rounds. He would have no problem at all fighting Joe Joyce. A tough fight. Joe Joyce is a great fighter. And what I said was he would fight him. He asked to fight him. He's on a list that he wants to go through this year. So maybe you get that fight.
We know that there's going to be purse bids with Ruiz and Hrgovic, but where do you think that leaves Wilder then? Because we thought that we was going to get Ruiz Wilder.
Yeah, so did I. But we'll see. Maybe Ruiz will pull out of that fight. We'll see. We'll see.
Last one. I know there's a queue forming behind me. Well, we got confirmation today that the winner of Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury is going to be installed. Well, let's just wait there. Homecoming the crowd for Leewood. Just Leewood coming in behind. Yeah, we've got confirmation that Maurizio Sullivan has said that the winner of Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul will be installed in the WBC rankings in the cruiserweight division. Can I just get your opinion on that? Should the winner of that fight be placed in the ranking?
Of course not. But we live in a commercial world, and sometimes governing bodies also have to live in that commercial world as well. Look, Tommy Fury is a proper fight. Look, and Jake Paul would make a statement if he won that fight. Not a statement that he can challenge for a world title, but ultimately there's a little bit of publicity in there. Is it right? Not really, because there's fighters that deserve to be in the top 15 much more than Jake Paul. But it's the world we live in.
But when you see kind of everything coming out with Conor Benn and the WBC holding that back and everyone's waiting, do you think that there should be kind of a prioritisation with the Conor Benn stuff over Jake Paul and Tommy Fury?
That's much more complicated than putting someone in the rankings. But at the end of the day, look, we live in a commercial world, and I would hope that the decision to put Jake Paul in the WBC is not holding up their decision on Conor Benn, but we want that decision ASAP.
Excellent, Eddie. Thank you very much. Speak to IFL TV. Cheers, mate.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife for saying completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.